here. Why are you taking a deep breath like that, Laurent?
A man claimed 2 points this week. Two
Whoa,
points.
whoa, 2 point. Oh yeah, you did. Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, you're in the title race.
yeah, man. Yeah. Since we're already calling it from now, shit. And there's like how many games left to the season? Yeah,
You know
I,
what you were doing? You were following Chelsea's point for point. They had 8 points. You were stuck on 8 points. You got 10 points. If they win this weekend, they'll have 11. So that means you have to vote for Chelsea so that you can catch up to their points, right? I like it. You're keeping in par with them. So that means you're going to be in third place the entire year. It's good.
mm, right? So I guess I'm ending the season with 100 points.
Mm,
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 mm.
mm. Yeah, eh? 100 points?
Ah,
It's either 100 points or 100 red cards, whichever one comes first. And I would
yeah,
say
word.
100 red cards.
I mean, at this rate, like, yo, what are the odds, bro?
It was like a 95th minute red
Yeah,
card, right?
yeah, it's one of those where the ref just had to give it. I think that ref was like, he saw that, yeah, this is Chelsea. I might as well. I might as
But
well.
CJ, it feels pretty good to be on the other side, huh? Remember all those years Granit Xhaka fucking sneezes on someone, gets a red card?
Yeah, man, that's kind of crazy still. I don't know what's going on at Chelsea, bro. They must like the color red now.
Hey.
Can't complain. Can't complain, man. Red, it's a good color, bro. I'm not gonna lie.
It's a good color. We've yet to see the blue on Laurent, you know? Seen more red on him than blue.
I've never won red on this
You never
podcast.
worn the United kit?
What United kid?
Mm.
Mm?
For those of you listening, I recommend that you go on the YouTube and you'll see Laurent's face. Psychology 101 touches his face, starts smiling, starts fidgeting with his headset. That's a little higher.
Ah, wow. Look at the expert.
I am the
The,
expert. This is what I do.
yeah, yeah. Right. Catch people in their web of lies.
Oh, don't watch that.
Okay, okay. Damn. So is Arnie Slot lying in his pressers?
Bro,
You telling
honestly,
me?
I'm shocked that he didn't come back with a hair transplant because if I was there, damn, I would have gotten a hair transplant myself.
Ah,
You know,
that's
come back
funny.
with veneers and a hair transplant, bro. That's why people go to Turkey.
Mm, word, word. But hey, man. Apparently the atmosphere down in Turkey is something else.
Hmm.
Or at least
Hmm.
in that stadium. You guys heard about that?
Hmm. Salah
Yeah.
comes up. This atmosphere was insane, bro. You're a bitch, Salah. You suck.
Jeez. Okay, that's pretty disrespectful for the guy who you could argue is one of the best wingers in the Premier League.
I'd say he's the best right
Histor
winger in the Premier
hmm?
League. He's the best right winger in the Premier League.
hmm
Doesn't
hmm
mean that he fucking shot the bed. He shot the bed last year when he could have won the Ballon d'Or.
It is what it is. It
Hmm.
is what it is.
Yo, CJ, you blessed? You good?
Yeah, bro. So are we in allegiance this weekend? Like all mans?
100%. Yo, up the Chelsea. Up the motherfucking Chelsea.
A lie? I might order a Chelsea kit before Laurent does.
Wow. Wow, look at these guys
Yo,
rooting
I'll put it this way. I will wear blue next week. Well, not next week. Sunday when we record. If
mm,
Chelsea wins. And we'll name the podcast Thank You, Chelsea.
Jeez, bet, bro. That's not that's on recording. That's clipped up.
Yeah.
So
now are you guys gonna win or are you guys gonna drop
Yeah. Just
points?
take care of business. Take,
Ah, okay.
take care of business.
Okay.
look at these deflection tactics.
No, it's a serious question because what's the point if you guys don't even do your
We,
jobs?
we we play first, and I mean, is that I wouldn't even say it's a deflection, CJ, because West Ham have had our number recently.
This is true. These are all true things that you guys are
But
saying. You're right. We do play first.
yeah, but
We
I
got
do,
to take care of business first.
and West Ham have been struggling at set pieces, and Spirito Santos, I listened to his presser today. He said that they're going to be working on it, but I do, yeah, Laurent, you make a good point, but I do think we're going to take care of business.
Hmm.
Oh, wait. Is this his first game with them?
No,
No, second.
second game.
Second?
And he put out a pretty strong lineup against Everton.
Mm.
So
And
clearly,
that they drew, right? If I remember correctly.
I believe so, if I'm not mistaken. I believe
Yeah, it
so.
was 1-1.
Mm. So
Um,
you guys aren't worried about the managerial. What's the term that they call it when?
Manager bounce.
Yeah, you guys aren't worried about that, especially given the fact that this guy's been a solid manager, right? Especially from where he came from prior to.
if we were at London Stadium, I'd be a little bit more concerned, but being at the Emirates,
Mm.
I was concerned.
Saying the atmosphere at the Emirates is something else, eh?
Yeah.
Okay, okay. All right. Well, I mean, hopefully you guys get your tifo in order as well, right?
Mm.
Um,
Hopefully, you guys you realize that seeing red isn't good. You know, how many players
right, right.
got suspended for this weekend? Like, are you guys even going to be able to field the back line?
Oh, bro, I mean the depth is you
They're
know,
gonna fucking
the
call you up.
and I'm ready.
Yeah, ready for 20 minutes, and then you're gonna have a heart attack.
Yeah, well, hey man, I think a better contribution than Tyreek George after a
Hey.
full 90. But I think yeah, I think both our teams are gonna get the job done this
Hmm.
weekend.
Wow.
Wait,
Okay.
what was that? What was that? Almost like you're scoffing. Yeah, why are you scoffing?
You really? Are you confident? You can confidently predict a Chelsea victory?
Yeah, I mean you can mark me down for now if you want for the predictions.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Well,
Do you want me to play shook ones and then give you the my predictions, or
no, no. I
how do
want
you?
you to play some Vibes Cartel, fam. Shout out.
Hey, all right.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That
Yeah.
that type of energy, fam. Yeah, they'll have you
It's a
predicting anything.
party.
Geez, I was gonna say we gotta go with the harder tracks, bro.
Yeah, yeah. We gotta go with
Yeah.
some grungy tracks. You know the grungy
Uh-huh.
vibes.
Of course. Of course.
Yo.
Episode 48, back again. Um, clearly we're all on happy vibes. No pun intended. Um, joined by co-host Laurent.
Yo.
Chels, gonna be nice to you this pod. We love me some Cole Palmer. We love me some Enzo. We just don't love me some red cards. And then we got CJ. You know, this is the first time that he's not wearing Arsenal gear, which is really odd. Really, really odd.
Bro, I'm telling you, we're neutral today, bro. Like no red, no blue, just neutral colors, fam. We're in unity.
I know, but it's just odd for you to not be, it's just odd.
Mm.
Um, yeah, let's just get into it. Arsenal, um, the Olympiacos 2-0. The real talking point for me, and I don't know, CJ, if you agree with me or not, very underwhelming. Um, the lineup was something that I did not expect, but I'm actually very happy with. Giving Declan Rice, but Calafiori and Timber a rest, giving Saka a rest, giving Eze a rest. There was a good rotation, and I truly do believe that if Havertz was fit, he would have started over Gyökeres to give him a rest. Um, Very underwhelming performance, but the one thing that I do like is it does truly look like Gabriel Martinelli is back. Does look like that his Brazilian passport has been handed to him, hasn't been ripped up.
I
Um,
don't know about the passport, but he's there. But I don't know about the passport.
is Vibes
I
Card
just
Jamaican passport rescinded?
sorry?
Is Vibes Cartel's Jamaican passport rescinded?
Wow. All right. Anywho.
Ask me a question, bro. Don't deflect. Answer it.
Anywho, I think we're past the banter section, so
Martin Odegaard, some of his play, I think the hair was the issue. Some of like he definitely changed the game over the weekend, and he played well. He played well.
The
Have to
haircut was definitely the factor, bro. He's now gone from Sabrina Carpenter to like Sean Desmond or some shit, you know? Like Justin Timberlake or I don't know, one of them, man.
What did you take? What did you take away from the game, CJ?
Well, for a cup game, I would say, good result. Funny, until the second goal, which came very, very late. I was actually gonna message in the group chat and say I was kind of disappointed. I was getting a little annoyed. I shouldn't have been as stressed watching the game as I was because the way the first half panned out, I'm like, yeah, this should be a comfortable 2-3-0 victory. We should have taken more of our chances, to be honest with you. So maybe in the end, 2-0 flatters us slightly. But I
Hmm.
was impressed with how Olympiacos played in the second half, to be honest with you. We kind of took our foot off the gas. Um, but similar to the Port Vale, I mean, at the end of the day, maybe the players are learning, right? Maybe learning a thing about managing a game. I just hope we manage it in better circumstances. 1-0 isn't the time to take the foot off the gas because that's a dangerous scoreline or a dangerous lead. But similar to Port Vale in the sense that I think we're understanding, yeah, it's a long season, right? Players have trauma from last season. The manager, the coaching staff have trauma from last season in terms of injuries, right? So maybe we're trying to manage ourselves properly to go the distance this season. We've seen it a few years ago with Man City. When they're in the peak of their powers, it would take them a while to get into the season, right? They would even not only drop performances but drop results. But then you'd see them go on these crazy runs down the stretch when it comes down to it, right? When it's really game time and when it's crunch time. So um, if we can do that now but still get results, I'm happy with that. So we'll see, right? We'll see when it comes to the Christmas period and so on, if the way we're playing now and kind of with the handbrake on, so to speak, if that's an actual tactic or is that the players, are we really just trying to manage minutes, manage the game at the moment, go a goal up, go 2 goals up, trust our defense and see out a game. Because really what I would like to see us do more at this moment in time is, when we got our tails up, so to speak, right? Go for the kill. And we did it a couple times in the Premier League. We did it against Leeds. We did it against Forest. So maybe it's just a cup game thing, right? Maybe against, Athletic Club in the first round of the Champions League fixtures, maybe against Port Vale. And in this game, it's all about results because no one's going to look back on these performances in a cup game, right? In a cup competition. It's all about getting the results and you move on. And at this moment in time, 2 wins from two, 0 goals conceded. And up there in the standings, albeit early on, looks good. Especially when you consider how other English clubs have been doing in the Champions League so far, right? With Liverpool dropping points, City dropping points, Chelsea's had a difficult start as well. Newcastle, so um, yeah, man, it's good from our perspective. I was happy to see rotation, and you see that funny enough, Mehrdad, our predictions from last game, I think we were still riding the high of the Newcastle game. That maybe when it came down to predicting Olympiacos, we might have overlooked it a little bit because obviously he didn't go with as much rotation as even me and you were talking about, and rightfully so, in my opinion. Again, because we can't disrespect the opposition. It's the Champions League. Olympiacos is a good side, and
Yeah.
we needed certain players in this game, right? We called for Kepa to start, but David Raya started, and thank God for him because that save against Podence. I want to ask a general question about Raya. Is he a world class goalkeeper, guys? In your opinion?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Yeah, I'd agree.
100%.
Like maybe he doesn't get talked about enough, right? Like we all know Allison's and the Donnarummas and whatnot. Maybe David Raya falls into the same category of the Salibas and the rest of the big stars at Arsenal, right? Even that we talked about last podcast, where it's like, in order for you to get the recognition as world class, you got to start winning something, right? Um, but it's shocking for me. It's surprising and yeah, borderline shocking for me that he's not even Spain's number one. You know what I mean? Like, homie at what's his name at Athletic Club plays over him. Siemens, is it Simons?
Yeah.
Simon, Simon. Which for me, Ray has a better goalkeeper. Every day of the week, he's a better goalkeeper. So, but hey, man, yeah, David Raya deserves his just desserts, I think, and he deserves his flowers because he's definitely shown it across the last couple campaigns. And in the end, Arteta, we give him a lot of shit, but that's a decision that we have to make him up for as well, right? The fine margins of just upgrading Ramsdale and being brave at the time when Ramsdale was a fan favorite. That's proved to be a key decision for us now, right? And look at him, along with Gabriel and Saliba, he's the rock at the back for us that we need to be successful. So um, yeah, crucial save in that game, and at that time, right, it's a very crucial stage in the game that keeps us in it, that keeps us with the lead. And the last thing I want to touch on before I defer back to you guys is the Victor Gyökeres factor, right? Last couple of games, we're not really talking about his goal scoring because he's been a bit unlucky in front of goal. But let's talk about his overall performances being better. right? His hold-up play, he's now starting to grow into this team, and I'm very happy to see it. His hold-up play is getting much better. His link-up play is getting much better. He, I think both he's adapting to the team and the team is adapting to him. Does that make sense? Like we're now starting to find him with these runs in behind. Trossard a few times yesterday found him with some runs in behind. Martin Odegaard, who man of the match performance by the way, found Gyökeres a few times, and Gyökeres should have done better on a couple of occasions, right? He should have finished his dinner. But the fact that he is being found now, and the fact that he's getting these chances, very unlucky not to score with Martinelli's goal, right? His effort hit off the post and Martinelli deflected it in. I think it's just a matter of time, and I'm banking on him to score this weekend at home against West Ham. But I think that's a very positive sign for me, is seeing Gyökeres finally grow into the team a little bit.
And I think as bad as this is, I think the Havertz injury has sped up this process because I think if Havertz
For
wasn't,
sure.
Gyökeres wouldn't be playing as much. So I think in one way it might have actually been a good thing that Havertz got injured because it's forced Arteta to actually play him. So from that side, it's good. But Laurent, I want to ask you this question before I ask it to CJ. Um, Opta, they predict and they come up with these percentages saying that this person's going to win the Premier League, this person's going to win the Champions League. After this game, they predicted that Arsenal are the clear favorites to win the Champions League at 18% favorites, followed by Liverpool at 15%, PSG at 14%, Man City at 10%, Bayern at 10%, Barca at 8%, and Madrid at 5%. Now, there's been a lot of discussion, and even pundits like Jamie Carragher, Gary Neville, um, Roy Keane, they've been saying that Arsenal do have the best squad. As someone who has been quite vocal on, sometimes you're giving us banter, and majority of the time you're, just trying to have a conversation with us. Do you genuinely think that Arsenal have the best squad to be able to be the favorites to win the Champions League, or do you think that this is way too early for Opta to come out with numbers like this?
I mean, first things first is how often is Opta right? That's at least even at this stage of the prediction. Right? That's the first question. And then beyond that, the question about being the best squad, I think, is up for debate, in my opinion, because there are other teams, right, with heavy caliber players. Even I'd say even Barcelona, fully fit, right, is up there for me in terms of overall best squad. But I feel like you guys might be the most balanced, if you see what I'm trying to say.
Hmm.
Uh, right? The back line is solid. Midfield, and right, this is assuming all no injuries. Midfield solid, and then now it's right your striker up top, your right wing, and again I think now well your left wingers, but now you can put Eze there. But how effective is Eze in the left wing position, right? But yeah, I can see why that's brought up. But again, I feel like there are other teams, and even Madrid, I think, has a solid team as well, right? But for me, these talking points, right, these headlines at this stage, it's too early. It's too early. I feel like, it's thrown out there to stir a conversation, right? Start a debate, but truly, it's way too early to tell. Who did they have favorites at this time last year? Or
I can check while CJ gives his answer. What do you think, CJ?
I feel like it was probably Liverpool or PSG, funny enough.
My thing is, I just want to know on what metrics like Opta has made these predictions. You know what I mean? Like if it's based on the depth of squad, sure, I understand why we would be favorites, but otherwise, like what makes us favorites for the Champions League? And I'm saying this as an Arsenal fan, right? Like I'm not gonna get too carried away with this because also maybe it's a reverse psychology tactic, right? That they'll deploy is, oh, now the pressure's on Arsenal because Opta made us favorites. So, pressure's on us, what we deliver, blah, blah, blah. Like, I don't want that tag. We shouldn't have that tag because I don't think we deserve it because we've never won it, right? Like, let's be real for a second. We've never won the competition. So how do we all of a sudden become favorites? That's why I'm curious to know the metrics in which we're made favorites, you know? And if it's based on squad, then fair enough. Because yes, as we were saying, Arsenal probably has one of the best, if not the best, squad in Europe to go the distance. So if it's based on strength of squad, sure. But otherwise, that one I did see that earlier this week as well. Opta's ratings, and for me, it doesn't add up. It doesn't make any sense. I'm not sure on what metrics we're favorites.
So last season,
I
I'm pretty
think it.
sure.
Hmm?
Go on.
No, I was gonna say, I think apart from just like squad, it's probably recent performance, right? Likelihood of injuries, a bunch of stuff thrown into the computation. I feel recent form, but again, it's such an early,
That's what
and
I'm saying.
yeah, and actually, funny enough, I do remember. I think it was Opta or some other what is it? It's like a robot, right?
yeah, so
That yeah. And I remember I was researching this, but again, because these robots they predict Premier League winners, okay? Or even like they'll give you the order of right, kind of how we did it. And the answer is right when I did my research is it's never precise, right? It seldom gets it right, but what it does do is from like let's say how many teams? Arsenal, Liverpool, PSG. So out of those teams that it's listed, it's likely that one of them does win. You see what I'm saying? But it will never, or not never, but it's like you're not gonna put a bet based on what Opta gave you at the end of the season for that team to win.
last
You know?
season they had Barcelona as outright a clear favorite,
Mm,
23.1%, PSG 19.3,
mm.
Arsenal 15.6, Inter 13.8, Madrid 12.2, Bayern 10.8, Villa 3.7, and Dortmund 1.5.
And
So
this was at the beginning of the season,
I
but
roughly.
was gonna say, at what point was that?
this is when we got to the knockout stages. But then when you look at like the league stages, because I can't seem to find the number, when you look at the league stages,
Probably Liverpool up there.
yeah, it was so top eight. It had Liverpool, Barca, Arsenal, 100% finishing top eight. And then when you look at PSG, they had PSG finishing, they didn't even have PSG finishing top eight.
Mm,
They had them 86% to get into the playoff round.
right.
So, like to your point, like I don't, again, um, it says the Opta supercomputer is able to simulate the 2024-25 UCL league phase 10,000 times to work out the projected point tallies of every team, then the likelihood to make it through the knockout stages. So I guess that's what they're basing it off of. But yeah, to me, I agree with both of you. I think it's way too early, and I don't want it to impact the players. Like it is what it is.
Yeah.
And do your job because even last year there was a point where we were the clear favorites, and we got knocked out. So
Here's the thing too about this such an early stage in this new format is taken, you can be favorites based on performance, or you can even finish high in the top eight, right? And that's why I do want to finish in the top eight so we don't have extra games going into January, February. But to be honest, what we've seen so far from this early league phase and the positioning of it all, finishing top of the group in the league phase doesn't necessarily mean anything in terms of, oh, you're the clear favorite, or, oh, you get a favorable draw. Liverpool finished top. PSG were horrible in the league phase, just scraped through. And then who ends up knocking out Liverpool, right? In the knockout rounds. And then eventually they go on and win the whole thing. So sometimes depending on how teams perform throughout the league phase, Arsenal could finish top of the league phase, let's say, and then by the knockout rounds, a PSG or a Real Madrid is struggling, they just scrape through, and then all of a sudden in the knockout rounds, you can find yourself playing one of those sides, right? So you have to kind of see how the league plays out. Um, really and truly, to see if it'll be beneficial for you in the end. But really, for me, as long as we finish in the top eight, because again, the top eight, they don't play extra games. I'm not too fussed about finishing first in the league phase. And I mean, it's great, sure, for morale and whatever, and maybe a little bit of bragging rights. But I mean, otherwise, again, finishing first in the group, depending on where everybody else lands, you can still get a tough draw in the knockout rounds, as Liverpool saw.
And I
Mm.
think the big thing that they changed this year is that you're going to get home advantage because I think last year that was the bone to pick.
I did see that. I did see that.
So like,
You
pick
get home advantage if you finish higher up.
yeah,
Yeah, the higher you finish.
finish whatever higher seed gets the home advantage because Arsenal played away their first game. Sorry, played at home their first game, but typically you're supposed to get the advantage for the second game, right?
Uh,
A tie, even Liverpool had the same issue. Um, so I think it's going to be important for us to keep our heads down and be, as someone once said, stay humble and just keep taking care of business. We have a huge test coming up, which I know we'll preview on the next pod with Atletico Madrid coming to the Emirates.
Mm.
mm,
That's going to be a huge test because the way that I don't want to say struggle is the wrong word to use, but the way that we were methodical to break down Olympiacos, and we didn't do it to the way that I would have loved to see. Atletico Madrid is going to be a different beast. We saw what they did with Liverpool, so we need to, have our guard up. Before we get to the Premier League preview, just some of the games that we chatted about on the last pod, the Premier League teams involved in the Champions League. Liverpool, as I teased, no hair transplant, no veneers, and no 3 points as Galatasaray uh, to win 1-0. Dominic Szoboszlai, what are you doing? He's not a right back, and you're playing Jeremy Frimpong as a right wing. I understand you're trying to give Salah a rest for the Chelsea game, but both teams are playing on Tuesday night. You have a lot of time for rest. So,
do you think he got it wrong? The tactical setup,
yeah.
personnel? Mm,
So,
of
uh,
course. I mean, when you're Arnie Slot and you're being judged by Mehrdad, you're not getting anything right, are you?
I mean, he got the game wrong on the weekend,
Mm.
right? He lost. This is the first time that he's lost two in a row. So the wheels are falling off. Florian Wirtz hasn't done shit. And the crazy thing is, I'm not gonna name him. He's gonna listen to the pod and he's gonna know exactly what he said. Um, Someone said that because I made a joke about Florian Wirtz being 007. And someone said that Florian Wirtz has created the most chances out of any midfielder. And it's the front
In the Premier League or in the Champions League?
in football right now. Like
Oh, in football. Oh, okay.
and it's the front line that is struggling. And to me, my response was that so your $500 million front line can't score? What does that come down to? Coaching the player. You have a $500 million front line. Like, I don't give a fuck. You're getting bodied by like Sunderland and fucking Palace, and you're talking about chances being created. Like, get the fuck and get out of here. So,
Are
um,
we seeing? So it's funny. We're all getting on Liverpool's backs now because I'm seeing a lot of even other podcasts, right? Like, now is the time to get at Liverpool and clown Liverpool, and they're gonna be in that spotlight, right? Because of the money they spent this year, and to your point, Mehrdad, Arnie Slot's second season, can he go again? So similar to Arsenal, actually, there's a lot of spotlight on Liverpool, which is helpful for us as Arsenal fans, right? And from an Arsenal perspective, is not all the heat is on us. Yes, maybe I understand. Laurent, you mentioned this too, that Arteta's the manager under the most pressure. Arsenal is probably the team under the most pressure, maybe, but Liverpool as well, right? Let's not forget, it's not all on Arsenal. Like, Liverpool can take some of that pressure off of us because of the money they spent and because of the questions around the manager and how good is he actually, right? Can he go again? So any little drop points, such as the case when you're in a title race in the Premier League, same to us, right? Any little bit of drop points for Liverpool, whether it's this game, the Champions League game, or the Premier League game on the weekend, right? They're going to come under fire, under pressure. So the reality of this situation is they're still in a pretty good position, obviously, in the Champions League because it's only two games. They're still top of the league in the Prem. But there's a lot of people talking right now almost as if Liverpool's in this crisis, right? Two back-to-back L's, a lot of heat, you know. Are they already feeling the pressure? Like you said, the wheels are starting to fall off, Mehrdad. Is that the case? Is that an exaggeration, or what do you guys think? Like, are we really seeing true, kinks in the armor right now for Liverpool?
I will preface by saying this. That point holds because of the fact that they are suffering defensively.
Yeah.
And I think that's the only supporting point for that argument.
Well, whose fault is that?
I mean, some might say like given Konate's performance that game, some might say it's his head is not even.
Before
Oh,
that, even before that, whose fault is that?
what
You
you're saying it's the managers?
Yeah, you bought Hugo Ekitike and then you're pushing for Alexander Isak. What was the point of bringing Ekitike then if you knew that you were going to push for Isak?
Do you guys think Slot pushed for Isak though, or is that a club decision? Was that above Slot? You know what I mean? Like whose decision was that? I'm still very
I think
curious on
he had
that.
a big part in it because I think he had more say because of what the performance that he had last year. Like FSG is very good at involving the manager, and he proved himself last year. He took that team with zero funds, and he was able to win the Prem. And at that point, like you have to take some of the blame. Like why you like if you got Ekitike, why are you spending 150 mil on Isak? But if you knew you were going to go for Isak, why wouldn't you just start the season without like you know what I mean? Like why would you bring in Ekitike? Why aren't you shore up your defense when you know that there's so many rumors about Konate and you know Van Dijk getting on his last legs? Like it's not smart. As much as we give Arteta shit that to get so many defenders, like that like we're not concerned about that. We haven't been concerned about that. That's the strongest part of our team, and for Liverpool, like yeah, I don't know. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it that they're struggling defensively. You did it to yourself.
Laurent, you hold that position too? What do you think?
For me, I think it's just on that end. It's the defense. Apart from that, uh, they have the attack. If they fix their defense, we're not having this conversation.
No, because they have arguably the best attack in the world.
Yeah, and a solid midfield, right? As well.
Hmm.
So yeah, to me, it's more so again, it's the performance and it's the nature of the performance as well. When you watch that game too, the misplaced passes, right? The errors. Shit, I thought I was watching Chelsea playing. You know what I mean? Like,
Hey,
yeah.
we're not making fun of Chelsea this pod. This is up the Chelsea. Relax.
Mm, mm,
Chelsea.
right. Um, but yeah, no. So I think it really comes down to that. And to be fair, right? It's part of football, especially as a manager. It's not always highs, right? Constant highs. So this is where he proves himself, right? Either you figure out that these are things that you have to work on that you need to fix to increase your club's chances of winning, right? Trophies, uh, or either you don't, and then you suffer from it. But yeah, so I think it's just something that him as a manager, he's going to have to figure out and come back from, right? But all managers deal with that essentially.
And his track record shows that he's never been able to figure it out in his second year. So we'll see if my point is proven or if I'm going to be eating crow by the end of the season. Um, a manager that still hasn't been able to figure out Spursy out of Spurs. Um, Little glimpse, they had a two-goal lead, and Spurs battled their way back. They scored a last-minute goal to tie it, and they're kind of doing what Liverpool did, right, to start the season, scoring late goals and getting results. Although they're not winning these games, they're drawing these games. This is two games in a row. Um, there isn't really much to say here. Like I think just Spurs, they'll be lucky to make it to the playoff stages with the way that they're playing. I
Do you
think
know? Do you guys know how they did their first game?
they
The
won.
first Europa League game? They won?
Champions League. They won. Yeah.
Oh, sorry, Champions League. I'm so used
Jeez,
to them being in the Europa
the
League.
disrespect.
Are
Disrespect. Sorry to all Spurs fan out there.
No, no, no. We don't.
we really sorry though?
Yeah, I'm not sorry. Fuck that, bro.
The hell? No, sorry.
Um,
No,
but I
so
think
much for class, eh? That we were talking about last week. But
Fam, these are
anywho,
London rivals. You guys hate them too, huh? Don't sleep. There's a little rivalry with you guys and Spurs as well.
I don't disagree. But when your opponents are in the competition, right? You give them even if you have to give them one of these small ones, right? No one's noticing, right? You plot that, right? Like you're playing with the big boys now,
I would have applauded
right?
if. Whoa, hold on. Respectfully, Bodo,
Mm.
respectfully, you're not one of the big boys. Respectfully,
Who are you talking about?
Bodo Glimt. You're saying that, oh, we're gonna give him a little respect. Yeah, if they would have come back from a two-goal deficit to win against Bodo Glimt, sure. But if they're facing a bigger team, yeah, I'll give them some plaudits. But like,
Mm.
respectfully, it's Bodo Glimt. They're Europa League. So, anyways, coming to you. I mean, Red Card FC. I mean, Chelsea FC, not Red Card
Mm.
FC.
Mm.
They are called Red Card FC. Unconvincing. 1-0. Jose comes back. What say you, Laurent? Is that the
What's
performance that you
hey?
wanted to see
Is
coming?
that what, sir?
Is that the performance that you wanted to see with Liverpool on deck?
No, obviously not. Um, it was a tough game. It truly was a tough game. Uh, it was almost a grind, if I'm being completely honest. They had the what you could argue would be the advantage for a bit at the start. Offensively, they create numerous chances. Again, that is one of our big issues, right? We're allowing teams to create all sorts of chances, and once they get into our box, it almost becomes like a 50-50, right? It's very uncertain as to where that ball is going to go. But despite that, right, I believe it was Garnacho. He, tried to cross the ball in, deflected off Rios, and own goal. It is what it is. That was the only goal of the game. 3 points is 3 points. It was not the best of performances, apart from that, but it was a win. You could say we need it, and hopefully, in terms of even just overall morale, right, that's something we can take into the weekend.
So what's going on with this red card situation? Because I know we're joking about it, but Arsenal was in this situation a couple of years ago where any small tackle turned into a red card. And I think the difference in Arsenal back then and the Chelsea right now is Chelsea's just making boneheaded plays. There's boneheaded tackles. There's boneheaded decisions by these players. Whereas when Arsenal was in that situation, tackles that should really be a yellow were being upgraded to a red. But what's going on with Chelsea? Because this weekend you guys are in quite a predicament with your back line specifically,
Hmm.
with some of the red cards that you guys have. Like,
Hmm.
do you think this is a Enzo Maresca situation? Do you think this is a players need to have a closed door meeting? What's going on?
I mean, honestly, man, I think you want to say that it's just unlucky, right? It's just one of those things in life. You're on a bad streak, right? You stub your toe 3 times in a row, kind of thing, right? Uh, because on one end, did you see the red card?
I did not.
Okay, so
It was the
essentially,
second yellow, right?
yes, I
Yeah.
believe that's what it was. Yes, and yeah, so that's what I mean, right? Um, and I'm sure for anyone that's played the sport, it goes fast pace, balls in the air, you think you can get it, and the defender, whoever is on the opposite, right, just comes in with their head, and suddenly your foot, right, is aiming for their head, and it's a high foot, and that's what it was. And you can tell his intention was not to do that. He just wanted to get the ball. And right, second yellow, and that's pretty much that, right? So what do? You tell me, right? You're a player. You not go for the ball in that instance, right? Because it's moving too fast. So again, I feel like this one particularly, it's just
That was a red card. Okay.
yeah. But you could argue again. Now, if it's right, you're getting a second yellow, then there is a sense of disciplinary issues that I feel would probably need to be addressed. Again, right, the squad, right, young, the experience is not all there, and yeah, so I do think to your point, maybe a closed door meeting with the players, right, and trying to up the maturity level on the pitch. And mind you, I think it's also the fact that the team puts themselves in those positions by the way they play at times. Because for a good portion of that, around that period where the card was conceded, we just kept giving the ball back. You see what I'm saying? So it's almost like you're creating these situations where if you're not taking control, you allow the chaos to
Hmm.
build.
Yeah.
And at that point, that's when, right, Lady Luck or Lady Chance really has her fun with rolling the dice kind of thing, right? So it's a matter of like being in control and preventing those scenarios. Because if you're holding on to the ball, right, and you have the possession, you're not doing that.
That's where I would say it comes down to João Pedro's inexperience and also Enzo Maresca's inexperience. You're at home, you're up 1-0, it's the 90th minute.
Right.
You give a player on a yellow card. You know that that player sometimes can be heated. Why is he on the field? You're trying to see the game out. Why don't you put it on another defender? Why don't you put on a midfielder? It's
Mm,
man management, right? And I think that that's where Enzo needs to really take a good hard look at himself is if players are in this situation, like Arteta's done it, he doesn't want to see any more red cards, and he was very quick that if you got a yellow card when we were dealing with it, he would sub you.
mm,
He wanted to help the players to not not go into that 50-50 challenge, right? Because they know they have a yellow.
right.
You won't go into that 50-50 challenge that may potentially turn into a second yellow. You may give the opponent a opportunity, right? At a play. So hopefully that doesn't come into play this weekend because I do think that Chelsea have a chance to capitalize on Liverpool's shaky form, but
Right.
it needs to stop. Up the
I
Chelsea,
agree.
baby. Up the Chelsea.
I agree. I agree. Because I mean, God forbid we get another red. I think the kit colors are changing at that point, you know?
Hey.
Uh,
Um,
yeah, no. So,
a team that also needs to change their kit colors, Man City. What the hell is going on? The robot keeps scoring 2-0. Monaco, they're chilling. They're south of France, they're chilling the vibes. And then bang, 2-1. 95th minute, Eric Dyer. Bang. Yo, you guys seen his goal? PK?
Eric Dyer, bro, of all
You guys see
people.
his face after his goal? Yo, that man was angry. And as much as we're giving shit to Liverpool with their defensive struggles, like what's going on with City? They got the defensive players there. It's almost like they don't have the system. Like I don't know. I don't know what's going on with City. I
mm,
think Pep the swallowing the spit right now is not working for him. That little thing that he does.
mm,
But yeah. Newcastle. Someone made fun of me with the way that I said the team that they're facing. Um, it's a Union Saint Gilloise.
oh, geez. Yeah, you're butchering that, bro.
Whatever. Fuck. They beat them 4-0. Anthony Gorder. Wow, Jesus. Anthony Gordon scored two pens. Nick Woltemade scored again. Is he the solution to this? Is he the solution to their defensive problems?
Defensive.
Offensive.
Geez, you okay there, bro?
Yeah, yeah, don't worry. I'm okay.
And if you want, we can just put on pause and you can like grab yourself some water.
Nah, nah. I got the water right here. Don't worry.
All right, all
No, but in all seriousness, is he
right.
the solution to their offensive problems? Because I know the first couple games of the season they were struggling to score, and
Mm-hmm.
against Arsenal, he's a unit.
Yeah, no, I mean, honestly, I think he has come clutch for them in those moments, and this transfer fee or whatever price tag aside, because it was quite steep. I think
right?
they needed a striker, and I assume that that decision was not made with haste in terms of who they selected, right? So whoever right was doing the scouting on that saw some talent in the player, and he's showing that. So yeah, and I do like his movement as well. I don't know if you guys have been watching. He's been playing, right? I do like his movement. I think areas of improvement to me would probably be the touches on the ball, right? And maybe a bit of the passing. But other than that, his movement is good. He seems like a target man as well.
You definitely
Uh,
do.
yeah.
Live up to
So
fighting.
mhm, right, right. Yeah, no. So I mean, good for him, man. Good for him. Like I said, it's always good to see a guy come in, right, and perform well.
CJ, what do you think? Do you agree with it?
Is he the solution? I mean, too early to tell, right? The solution, again, that's big shoes to fill. You had a guy in Alexander Isak, we're talking about, is one of the best strikers in the league, right? So big shoes to fill. He does seem like a very Newcastle-esque striker. Big physical guy. Um, and honestly, I don't know what it is about him. Very seems like a very likable guy. I want him to prosper. I want him to go in and do well for them. He came in for a big a big, or not a big fee. Actually, while I'm talking, you can check the fee for me, somebody, or
Yeah,
Mehrdad, and see, huh?
69 million pound.
59 or 69?
69.
Actually, that's a lot bigger of a fee than I thought, actually. Yeah, well, I mean, nonetheless, when his successor, or sorry, the guy before him, I should say, Isaac, went for double the price. Um, yeah, that's insane, right? And so, yeah, he's coming in with definitely less pressure, but pressure nonetheless. You're still at a big club who's in the Champions League. But I do actually, fair enough, I want him to prosper. I want him to do well over there. And um, yeah, I don't know what it is about him. Just seems like a likable guy that you want to just root for him.
Is it his
Gabriel,
grills?
maybe, yeah, maybe.
Ah, okay.
Gabriel's over there, giving him a welcome to the Premier League. I don't know if you guys saw that, bro. Man almost elbowed him in the face. Lucky not to
Oh
have gotten
yeah.
sent off.
Hey, yo, no, honestly, yeah, yo, I forgot to talk to you guys about that. What
Hmm.
was that?
Bro, let
That,
me listen. It's true. We
huh?
we you're right. We literally masked over that before Gabriel made it up with scoring the winner. He was having a shocker. He made that mistake that obviously led to
Mm,
Voltemade's goal. And then I don't know what the fuck he was thinking. Like that bozo gene that he had a few years ago came back because he literally is trying to fucking elbow the man in the face, knowing that there's VAR on the pitch.
mm.
Like he could have easily gotten sent off. I'll be the first to say that would have been a sending
Yeah.
off. Like, what are you doing? You know what I mean? Um,
You
but
should
yeah, you know. Anyway, nonetheless, we got away with it. Hey ho. Yeah, and but yeah, in terms of Ultimate, yeah, like I think he'll be a good Premier League striker. He'll be good for Newcastle. He'll never be an Isak, so let's get that out there, right? Like, we can't expect that he's going to be an
Jeez,
Isak.
never say never, man.
Oh, I'm saying never, bro. Sorry, Bieber. Sorry, Justin Bieber, but I'm saying never. To be honest, in this case, he's not going to be an Isak. He's going to be a good Premier League striker for them. Um, and yeah, we'll see how far he can get them actually. Yeah, that's my opinion.
Game of the week, PSG, Luis Enrique masterclass.
Mm,
Luis Enrique masterclass.
bravo.
I'm not gonna lie. I don't know. I don't think it's as much of his masterclass as you guys claim it to be. It's more so errors on Barca's side as opposed to how you guys try to claim that it's
Yeah,
this
but who
huge
would call
masterclass.
errors to
It again, like I said, the way they were playing, right? The high line, it's bro, come on, man. It's you're bound. It was just it was bound to happen.
Did you watch the game though, Laurent?
Yeah, I did. I did.
Bro,
And,
so
and
some would say some of it is forced errors because look how much pressure PSG put them under, especially in the second half.
but again, it's their style of play. It's the style of play of
The high line,
their yeah, of Hansi whatever flicks.
flick, yeah.
Um mind you, I think last season they played a higher line than they are this season currently. But dude, that could happen any team. Any team, bro. Like it's just a matter of chance at that point, right? It's just bro, it's counterattacks. If you play a line that high, right? All that needs to happen is the team gets the ball, they have a certain level of numerical advantage, and you get sliced. Factoring in the fact that their offensive players can finish, right? But if you don't play that high line, that does not happen.
So then it's not just the high line, then, is it? Because the offensive players that we're referring to did nothing in the second half, especially. Like, let's fast forward to the second half a bit, right? Because obviously the first half was a bit more even. The second half, I was very disappointed. You guys know how much of an advocate I am for Lamine Yamal. He did nothing in the second half.
Shut down.
Lewandowski came on, did nothing, right? They had their Rashford had his moments, more so in the first half, but yeah, they played a high line. But when you play a high line, you expect that you're going to be more on the front foot, right? And Barca was at home, but from back to front, they did nothing, right? Their back line was in shambles with the high line, and their forward players didn't really turn up at all in the second half. Pedri, who usually runs the game in midfield, he got dragged at some point, right? He didn't play the 90 because I don't know if he was running out of steam or if he wasn't doing anything in the second half. PSG took it to them, and to your point, if anything, when a team is putting you under that kind of pressure in PSG's case, and they have that kind of momentum, Barca should probably retreat a little bit, right? Take a few yards back with their defense and their midfield.
Yeah, but they
So
didn't do that.
to your point, yeah. So they were playing a little bit more naive, and that's because like they didn't do that. You're right, but he's not going to change the style of play in that sense. Where they're at home, they want to be on the front foot, right? It wasn't for a lack of trying. I think they were just trying to, or they wanted to, but PSG was just too much for them on the day, and I think that's why I credit PSG and the coach because. Of course, Barca again being at home, they're going to try and play on that front foot, right? They're going to try, but PSG was just all over them, right? And this is why. Let me tell you why I think it's still a masterclass is because the coach has clearly engraved a certain system into the team, regardless of who's on the pitch, right? We still saw them pressing all over the place, right? They were still Barca couldn't get a foothold in the game. They couldn't get the time and space on the ball that they wanted to because PSG just swarmed them. Even every time that they lost it, they would get it back quickly. Um, you know what I mean? And that's their style of play, and that comes from the manager, regardless of who's on the pitch. Everyone's talking about their front three missing in this game, but we need to remember what PSG's front three does even off the ball, right? Yes, they're all brilliant on the ball, but the pressing, right, the constant, never give you a moment's rest. That starts from the front all the way back down, and clearly with whoever's in the side, it doesn't even matter who's in the team because the manager has instilled that type of mentality all throughout numbers 1 to 11, 1 to 18, right? And if we're talking about the whole squad, when I looked at that team yesterday, I just saw a brave team, a style of play that looks like the manager has it drilled into everybody, not just who's on the starting 11, but who comes off the bench.
Squad.
Um,
The entire squad is like
the
that.
entire squad, yeah, and that's why I was just so impressed with it, right? Because there's no doubt that Barca would have tried or wanted to play on the front foot. They just couldn't get a hold of PSG. They just couldn't even get the ball because PSG just swarmed them. And when they had the ball, they were just playing around them as if they were prime Barcelona. Does that make sense? Like I don't know. I was just very impressed with the overall performance. In the first half, for me, it looked like it was going the other way. In the first half, it looked like Barca could have gotten two or three. Um, but fair enough, PSG just grew into the game. Hey, and your boy, let's give a shout out to your boy Nuno Mendes, right? Man of the match. We always love to see a Nuno and Yamal matchup, right? Because that makes for good viewing, I think, for the viewers. And the way Yamal started the game, I don't know if you guys saw that as soon as he got the ball in the first couple of minutes, the way he took on 3 4 guys, which is what we ask, guys like Saka and Martinelli and them to do, like that freedom of expression, that free spirit, man. He dropped like 3 guys, including Mendes on that play. Mendes, Vitinha. If you guys didn't see it, go back and watch it. And viewers at home, if you didn't get a chance, go back and look at the first couple of minutes of the game, Yamal's first few touches. I thought that was going to be a sign of things to come, but fair play. After that, he pretty much didn't do too much, especially after the first half. And Nuno Mendes, rightfully so, got man of the match in the game. He great forward play. Him and Hakimi, best 2 fullbacks in the world, in my opinion. Like they play like prime Brazilian fullbacks, right? Roberto Carlos, Dani Alves, um,
Icon.
Maicon, Marcelo type fullbacks, right? Not only can they do their thing defensively, but going forward, they're just outrageous, like both of them on both sides, and so I think they're the catalyst for the success on the day as well, man. It's kudos to them.
Shifting gears, let's get into the Premier League. A couple games to get through. I want to spend a lot of time on the Arsenal game and the match of the weekend, Chelsea versus Liverpool. But we start with Bournemouth starting the match week, hosting Fulham.
I was gonna say to you, make sure you get your FPL in, before tomorrow, because I realize the deadline is tomorrow early because there's a match tomorrow.
Yeah, I've already done it. I'm not going to
Oh
use.
yeah?
Yeah, I'm going to use
Okay.
the chip. next week to reset my entire lineup. But this week, I like the players I have. But not a lot of talking point for this game. The Bournemouth Fulham. I think Bournemouth are going to steamroll. As much as Fulham are a great side, and oh my God, what's his first name? Silva. What's his first name? The Fulham coach.
Marco, is it Marco Silva?
Yeah, Marco Silva. As much as he's a great coach, I I do think that Bournemouth are just going to be too much to handle. And I think this is going to be 3 points for them. Leeds host Spurs at Ellen Road. Coming off a hard-fought game, I think Spurs are going to go to Ellen Road and they're going to, I think they're going to struggle. I do. I don't. I'm not confident in saying that I think Leeds are going to win, but I am confident in saying that I do think Leeds are going to walk away with a point at least. Um, but we'll see. We'll see. The Spurs need to keep things rolling if they want to finish top five and have a chance. Um, Manchester United. Um, they're hosting Sunderland, and to be honest, I would not put it against United losing to Sunderland.
I'm surprised we didn't make this one of the predictions. This is a tough one to call.
We can always change it. I'll change the show doc notes.
Whoa, let's just relax. Let's just keep it let's stick to it. Stick to the script.
Okay. Now, one question I have for both of you. If Amorim loses this game, is he sacked?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't care what kind of form Sunderland's in. That's unacceptable. If you're United at home again, like he's already walking a super tightrope. You can't lose another one at home. And just the narrative of it, right? To a recently promoted side. Nah, I don't think he lasts if you lose this.
Okay. I have to agree. I think if Sunderland win, take all 3 points, even a draw is a loss. It's got to be 3 points. No question, no if and buts. Arsenal, before the Chelsea game, Arsenal play, have a chance to go top the Premier League. We host West Ham. Like I said earlier in the pod, they've had our number. They've had our number, and after an underwhelming performance in midweek, I really want to see us put away West Ham early. West Ham have struggled against set pieces, which is our strong suit. And I would like to see a little bit of rotation after we put it away as well. I put my lineup that I want to see. Raya, Timber, Saliba, Gabriel, Calafiori, Rice, Odegaard, Eze, Martinelli, Gyökeres, Saka. I'm going very attacking. That's what I want to see. Now, is that what's going to happen? Probably not. Being honest with you, I don't think that's what's going to happen, but I would love to see Arteta go for it and put it away in the first half so that you can rotate Saka. You can put on one year, you can put on Dalman, right, to get that rotation and get the minutes in their legs. The lineup that I think will most likely see same back line, Raya, Timber, Saliba, Gabriel, Calafiori. We'll probably see Zubamendi, Rice, Odegaard, and then Eze, Gyökeres, Saka. That's what we're probably going to see. I'm not opposed to it. But I would love to see Eze in the midfield with an Odegaard and have Martinelli. I want to see you go for it.
So that's what you would want. So sorry. So who do you have as your CDM then? The lone CDM if you have both Eze and Odegaard in midfield.
Yes.
Rice, so Zubi on the bench.
Yes. Yeah, that's what I would want to see. I don't think we're going to get to see it, but that's what I would love to see. But CJ, what do you think? What do you think of the two lineups that I said? What do you think of, a chance to go top the league? Like, what's your thoughts on this game?
Not to look too far ahead into the future either, but look, we've now played our 6 games, right? And if you reflect on it on the 6 games, and it will have more of a chance to reflect in the international break period. But if you look back on these 6 games, right, in the summer preseason, when we looked at Arsenal's first 6 games, we said, yo, this is going to be another tough run, right? Not many teams will have a harder start to the season than Anfield away, Old Trafford, St. James's Park, and Man City at home. Like you're not taking in how hard our start to the season has been.
Yeah.
That's actually that's rough. Like that's crazy. So to come out of it 2 points behind the leaders still, only lost one. Um,
Sure.
drop points at home. Yeah, an insane free kick, right? Like the circumstances of it all, the context, quote unquote, air quotations of it all, where we've done relatively well, I would say, right? I'm sure you would agree. We've done relatively well. And yeah, we're right there, thereabouts. And now we have a chance to go on the run. And I saw a look at our next five fixtures, and we can look at it again in the international break. But our next five fixtures in the Premier League specifically, I see 5 out of 5. I see 5 out of 5 wins. It should be, and because as I told you guys a while back, aside from when we play Liverpool, I'm in a position now where I expect us to win almost every game we play, right? Such is the position that Arteta's put himself in. Credit to him. Took him 6 years, but the squad is built. We're here. I have high expectations of where we land this season. I expect us to get one of the big ones. And so, yeah, I go into almost every game expecting that we should win, right? So I'm looking at the next five and I'm saying win, 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 right? And Palace is in there. Palace is tough. Palace at home. Then they're the form team in the Premier League.
Look, just
Um,
next five, just so the listeners have it.
mm,
West Ham at home, then we got the international break, then we come back Fulham away, um, and then we got
Palace, right?
Athletic Palace at home. We have the EFL Cup tie with Brighton, and then we got Burnley away, and then Sunderland away, and then we're hosting the North London Derby, and then we're visiting Stamford Bridge. So
Right. So in the Premier League, before the Derby, before the North London Derby, I should what should be 5 wins, right? Name it again. So West Ham at
West
home,
Ham,
Fulham
Fulham,
away,
Palace at home, Burnley away, Sunderland away.
right? And I don't know if I'm being too harsh in saying this. I should expect 5 wins there. Am I being
Nope.
over the top?
No.
If we're a team going for the title, if we have the ambitions we want to have, and the trauma we've experienced in the recent past and last season with injuries and nonsense, and we got to go all guns blazing, right? You've heard it. You've heard it this week in Saliba. I think you know what it is. I think the players now and the coach, everybody is just really hungry, right? It seems like this is our time, and it should be our time. We heard Saliba say, and which is why we love him so much now, is he re-signed because he wants to win something here with Arsenal, right? He doesn't want to leave here without bringing some success to the club and some tangible success. I'm very happy he outright mentioned in his press conference that he's won a community shield and that's not enough for him. He wants to win proper trophies with this club. Um, and that just makes me so happy to hear. You know what I mean? Like it's that time. Everybody kind of sees it, knows it, right? The ops know it. We know it as fans. It's like this has to be our time. If not now, then when? Right? Our players are re-signing. We had a big window. Arteta has a squad.
For a second, CJ, I know we talk about it, we banter back
Hmm.
and about it a lot because you call me an Arteta truther. But can you not admit that this is what Arteta's built? And I understand it's taken his 6 years, but can you not give him his plaudits that this is where he's brought the team? That players actually want to sign here, players that actually want to stay here. We're not getting Chelsea 30-year-old rejects and signing them for ridiculous wages. We're getting young guys that are coming in and wanting to stay and turning down Madrid, right? Like this is what Arteta's built.
Yeah, yeah, no, all
And,
credit to
and
him.
I get it. And I get it. He hasn't won the big things that we wanted him to win. But he's also made this team what any fan base would want, competing year in and year out. Any fan base would want that. And it's different than the Arsene Wenger days where we would just finish fourth, right?
Hmm.
We're we're like we're there. We're there and thereabouts. Tweak a couple things, we can win a couple prems, right? Same thing with Jurgen Klopp. We change a couple results. He goes from winning one prem in that Pep era to winning like four or five, right? So like that's the only thing. Like I know, and again, I'm still not changing the fact that if he doesn't win one of the big ones or doesn't do the domestic double, it's time for him to go. That I'm gonna live and die off. Like he has to do one of those this year. But can you give him his plaudits for what he's been able to build?
Yeah, yeah, no, absolutely. You're right. I fully agree. And my thing is this, you know what I'm going to say? I've said this before, is he is very lucky to have lasted this long to build this squad. Because I think, and this is no banter, this is no nothing. I think other top six clubs would have sacked their manager by now if they weren't if it wasn't working, right? Probably by year two or year three, when you finish eighth twice, finish fifth, and you bottle top four, etc. I think a Chelsea, I think a United, I think a Spurs,
Spurs.
probably even Man City. Even I think they all would have sacked them. I think they all would have sacked a manager by now. So I do agree with you, but I always say to you this as well. I say if you told me 5, 6 years ago, because I think you've always said this, you said if I told you in 5 years that Arteta was going to build this squad and we would be title contending, and what would you believe me or would you be surprised? Would you be happy? My answer to you always has been and still would be yes, I would expect it. If you've still been here after 5, 6 years of not delivering, I would expect that yes, by now you probably should be challenging on a regular basis if you've been giving this much time. With the caveat of I think at the other big clubs, the manager probably would have been sacked 2, 3 years ago for not receiving any tangible success.
Yeah, that year in December when he was like bottom of the league,
Hmm.
and like Josh came and spoke to him. I think that was the Netflix FC year that
Hmm.
came and spoke to him. He said, "No, you're fine. You're staying." Like
Right. So
yeah.
that's
I
so
just want
that's
to
my
get that out of you. I just wanted to get that.
Yeah. No, no, absolutely. Absolutely. I just want you to understand where I'm coming from in the sense that, if he's still here, after this much time, I kind of expect that we should be here. Laurent made a good point. I've mentioned this a couple times where he said, you guys are here now. It is your time, but now you need to deliver because other teams will catch up, right? The Chelseas, the Cities, whatever, when they find their form and figure their shit out, other teams will catch up. So we need to capitalize on this period of dominance, or else we're just going to be, I'm sorry to say this on this Arsenal podcast, but we're just going to be the Spurs golden generation under Poch of we were so good, we were so close, but didn't win anything, you
Correct.
know? So anyway, so we completely digressed off of the game a little bit, but I just wanted to make that point that yeah, I expect us to win these games or win our next five, and it starts this Saturday. To be honest with you, after the run that we just had, we had a tough start, but we're only 2 points behind, and such is momentum in football, where Liverpool looked like they were flying even with poor performances. They got 5 out of 5, but they got found out last weekend, lost in the Champions League, and the momentum swing is such now that we play first before them this weekend and we can go top of the league and put pressure on them. And they have to go and perform away at Stamford Bridge um, when they're not playing the best, right? That's how momentum swings so much in football, right? So now is our time to go on a run and put on pressure on them. Um, and what I expect on Saturday is 3 points. At the beginning of the week, I said, I kind of brushed it under the rug and I said, yeah, West Ham, easy 3 points. But given the history, right? Recent
Yeah,
last 2 years, they've had our number at the Emirates and the Nuno factor. I really do rate Nuno as a manager.
great man.
Um, yeah,
United. Like if I'm United, I'm like fuck. We should have just sacked Emerin when Nuno
yeah,
was.
yeah. No, absolutely. I think they missed the trick on that one. And Forrest obviously missed the trick. Marinakis, the owner, and Edu and all them, like they all whoever fucked up in that situation to have him gone, they all definitely fucked up. The fans were livid. I'm sure the players were livid because he's a great manager, right? Um, so that does maybe as the week has gone on, I've thought about it a little bit and said, this could be a trickier game than I thought, like that banana skin type game, right? Um, but like I said, bro, fuck the excuses. It's 3 points. It should be 3 points and nothing less, right? Let's be real about the situation.
So
And I
you
fully agree.
with my, I was gonna say, do you agree with the lineup that I chose? Like the lineup that we'll see? Would
That's exactly what I was gonna say next. Yeah, to a T, I think you're bang on. I think that's what's gonna be the lineup, right? Ryan goal, Calafiori and Timber will resort to left back. You're gonna see Gabriel and Saliba, assuming Gabriel is okay. I think he should be fine.
Mhm.
That midfield is Zubimendi, Rice, and Odegaard, and then Eze on the left, Staka on the right, and Gyökeres up front, right? I think that's gonna be our lineup. And I think, yeah, that should be more than sufficient to get the job done, right? I think we're saying all this, and we're talking about the Nuno factor and the banana skin type of game and whatnot, but unanimously, it should be 3 points, right? No, nothing less,
100%.
nothing less.
Now, before I come to the Chelsea game, I just want to just fire through the other games because I know we're going to spend a lot of time on the Chelsea Liverpool game. Wolves still haven't won. They're still hunting for their first win. They're hosting Brighton. I think they're still going to be hunting for that first win, and I think they're going to struggle against Brighton. I think they're going to lose. If they're lucky, they'll walk away with 1 point. Newcastle host Ange and Forest, and we were just talking about Marinakis and the Forest owner. What a mistake they made. I think this is 5 games in charge, sixth game coming up if he doesn't win, and I would not be shocked if they sack him. Or if they're gonna keep him, like, how do you say to your fan base that like we got it wrong?
Lost again today, by the way. I don't know if you guys saw that.
Yeah,
Lost in the Europa League.
yeah.
That's a bad result. Bad result. Shipped 3 goals against was it Mitchell, whoever? No disrespect to them, but like it's typical. It's kind of like a typical Ange game. When I see that final result, I concede 3 goals. If Ange is still playing his high line nonsense, then I'm not surprised you conceded 3 goals. At home, like that's poor. It's a poor result.
Um, Everton hosts High Flying Palace, and I think this is a banana peel game for Palace. They played Thursday night. They won in Europa. Everton are going to be tough at home. I don't know if they'll lose, but I do think Palace won't get all 3 points. Unai won today. We're recording this on Thursday. They're going to look to kind of put a couple wins together to keep Unai in the job. And I think if they lose to Burnley, I really wouldn't be surprised if Unai gets a sack, right? And that might start the domino effect with United because if United fire Amorim, who are they going to bring in? Like when Nuno was available, I could see them pulling the trigger. But like for them, they're probably thinking, okay, if we fire Amorim, who are we going to bring in? And that's where they fucked up. That if you knew Nuno was available, you should have just sacked him, right?
Funny
Um,
enough, I actually watched a good amount of the Villa game today, and I know you asked the last podcast if Emery lasts the season, and I think I did say yes, just to give him the benefit of the doubt. And I saw them today; they looked okay. Actually, it was a tough game away from home against Feyenoord, and that prick Van Persie, the manager of that club. Um, but yeah, watching the game, they held their own. Feyenoord put them under a lot of pressure in the first half, but in the second half, they really turned it around. They got 2 clinical goals from Buendia and John McGinn, and yeah, overall it's pretty impressive. So I think potentially it could kickstart their season. And we all know Emery's a specialist in that competition, right? In Europe, in the Europa League, and so maybe this kickstarts their season. But it did seem like a good result for them, to be honest. I don't know if you caught the game at all or caught any of the highlights.
I was watching the game. Yeah, I
Yeah.
totally think they did look good, but again, in the Premier League, they're still in the bottom three. They need to get out of there. Like
Mm-hmm.
this is a must-win game. Like there should be no questions about them beating Burnley. Last game before we get back to the Chelsea Liverpool breakdown, Brentford hosts City. Again, City giving up 2 goals is so unlike City. Typically, when they score two, they go for the jugular and they score another two to kill it off. Um, I, you guys are gonna laugh at me for saying this, but I think Brentford win.
Whoa.
I think Brentford win.
Do you
Like,
think they beat City?
yeah, I think it's gonna be like a 2-1, something like that. Not a big result. I think the robot continues to score. I think Brentford come back and then they score a late goal to win it.
Wait, where is it being played?
Brentford.
Hmm.
You're crazy for that prediction, bro. You want to add that as one of the games, bro? I need some easy points if that's what you're going with, bro, because that's a wild prediction.
We'll see. I mean, you said let's not change it. Um, Laurent, give us the breakdown, bro. Up the Chelsea. Up the motherfucking Chelsea. Talk,
Ah,
talk to me nice.
man, oh man. Where do I even start?
Big game.
Very big game. Very, very big game. I think this is
Whoa,
all.
whoa, whoa. Time out, time out, time out. If you're gonna be talking like this, I'll do the motherfucking breakdown, bro. Give me some energy, bro. Give me some energy, Centurion energy. Come with that chest, bro. You're like hunched over and like, man, big game. Blah, blah, blah. Yo, give me some fucking, come on, say with chest.
Ah, okay, saying you guys are really rooting for us out here, eh?
Bro, I've been
Ah, I
rooting
guess
for
our
us
interest
since
aligns for the.
Centurion.
Wow. And then it's back to killing each other after the final whistle. Okay, okay.
Give you,
Nah, but honestly,
I'll give you another pot and I'll be nice.
nah, but this game it comes down to how we were set up, in my opinion. I would prefer to see something slightly different.
Hmm?
Not gonna lie. I mean, you guys tell me what you guys think, right? So think James, right, right back, Badiashile. I'm pretty sure it's gonna be. I want to say no. I think Hato and then Cucurella.
Mhm.
Okay, and then I'm going Caicedo, Enzo. So I wouldn't want Enzo up there simply because I'd like to see the new guy, Buonanotte. And plus, like the other formation I'd had would require Lavia to be there in the defensive if you push Enzo up. However, that makes it so that we have no substitution for a defensive midfielder if anything happens to those guys. So, and then on the wings, I'm saying Neto on the right wing, and then Garnacho on the left wing, and then
Wow, Garnett.
yeah, yeah, and I think that's the lineup that
So who's up top?
Pedro Neto.
Oh, Pedro Neto up top.
Yeah, Pedro Neto up top. Yeah.
So who are the
Uh,
wide boys then? Sorry, Garnacho and who?
Garnacho and Neto for me.
Oh, so you mean up top, João Pedro, not Pedro Neto.
Yo, my bad, my bad. Yeah, yes, João Pedro up top, and then yeah, Pedro
Okay,
Neto.
okay.
Yeah, and to be honest, yo, I think you could even start Esteviao in the cam role. Um,
Hmm.
yeah. I think you could even do that. Um, I would have preferred if we did have the personnel. I would have preferred James and Latvia and then Caicedo as right back. That to me would have been something to experiment with. Um,
James in midfield,
yeah,
and
as
then
a def
Caicedo at right back.
and then Caicedo is right back. Yeah.
Why
I
would you
don't
do
think this
that?
is the game you do that.
Hmm?
You're literally swapping two specialists in their respective positions.
I
Caicedo
know,
is a
but
midfielder, so you play him in midfield, and James is more of a right back than a
but
midfielder. Why would you?
the thing is, like sometimes I feel like James, in that position, and especially him and Gusto, I feel like they've been too prone to errors, for me.
Yeah, but
And
natural, like, I don't know if this is the game that you do something like that.
Hmm. Especially when you need, I think midfield is going to be key in this game because we all know how midfield, Liverpool's midfield is. So you guys need to match them physically, right?
yeah,
Technically.
but I think James can match that physically, and Latvia as
No,
well.
no.
What you want is Caicedo to give Verts a real welcome to the Premier League, right? Every
Yes.
time Verts gets on the ball, Caicedo just clamps him, right? Let him know, yeah, man, trust me.
Yeah.
Mm,
Yeah. Make him feel the physicality that he didn't feel in the German league. Because that's what stopped him. He can't live to the physical nature of the Prem.
right, right. No, that's a good. No, yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point. But for me, yeah, even Enzo, bro. I don't know if you guys have been seeing how Enzo has been playing, but he has been, yeah, even that. I think that it was either a goal or the red card, but it was off of his pass, and he's doing that. I don't know if you know those passes where you're in the back and you're squaring the ball to the next side of the pitch,
Mm.
right? It's almost like a
The suicide pass.
yes, a suicide pass, yes, right? And yeah, no, like to me. I think he's been not too good in terms of that build up, right? Especially when he finds himself in those areas. Um, so that's why I don't know. Like I find that he's a player as well that I'm not too comfortable having in those areas of the pitch. But all in all, aside from that, the we have to win it on the defensive end. For me, we cannot allow these guys to run in behind. And like you said, right? You are right in the sense where it is going to be a midfield battle. So it has to be a show of strength, uh, a show of mature strength, where right you're not racking up cards early on, because I think that will affect us as well. Um, and on the offensive, I think we can produce with those forwards, so I'm not too worried on that. But yeah, if the game does not go in our favor, again, it's going to be something an error from the back, in my opinion.
So your prediction was a Chelsea win? You
Yeah, I'm
got
gonna go 1-0 Chelsea.
1-0.
Yeah,
Wow. You
Yeah.
think that shaky defense is going to keep out that attack?
Yeah, I'm gonna go 1-0 Chelsea.
Wow. I think if Chelsea win, it's gonna be like a 2-1, something like that. I don't think it's gonna be a 1-0. Um,
Who's fit to play at the back for Chelsea? Do you guys even have options, or are you really forced to play Hadko
Uh,
and Bradia
Gu
Shield?
Gusto, Badiashile, Champong, Hatul, Kukurea, and then obviously James.
So the center back, he doesn't really have much center back options.
no.
No, Tosin, out, Chalaba, suspended.
Fafana.
Concussion. Uh,
Mm.
Adebayo is calf.
Yeah.
I
How do how do we think Liverpool lines up? Do you think Liverpool? Do you think they're going to start Isak or Ekatike?
That's a good question. I don't think Ekitike had a good game the last one, right?
I think
No.
I think he's gonna start Isak just because of Ekitike's stupid card.
Really? I kind of thinking. I know I said now that Isak is in the team and Ekatike lost his chance. I still kind of think that Isak is not fully fit. I still think he might start Ekatike.
Mm.
Well, he's a game time decision with his hamstring. The other factor that no one's talking about is Alisson Becker's out till the
Allison's out. Yeah.
so I think
Ah, yeah, he picked. Yeah, yeah.
Who's their number two these days? Because things gone right to Brentford.
um,
Kelleher.
Mavad Mashili or something, the Turkish guy.
Hmm.
I butchered his last name. Giorgio Mamardashvili.
Listen, man, Chelsea has a chance for real. It's going to be on you guys. Like Chelsea really does have a chance. Like this, if there's any time to catch Liverpool, it's now. You know what I mean? After two L's, a little bit of turmoil. I say that, but like obviously the coach calling out a couple players. There may be some issues internally. Um, Now's the time, to catch them. You guys are at home.
You know
Yeah,
what?
no, it's a must win, man. In my opinion, I think it is a
A
must
must
win game
win.
for us. Yeah,
You
as
can't
well.
even stay in the title race or the Centurion. I was gonna say a draw, but you know what? I'm gonna go with Chelsea win.
Jeez.
What say you, CJ?
Oh, are we there? Okay. Ooh. Chelsea won, huh? Both of you? I'm gonna say draw.
Okay. Arsenal West Ham. Can I just agree that we all gonna say Arsenal win? Or
Well, you still have to ask Laurent for the formalities because you never know what he's gonna
I
say.
know, Laurent, are you gonna say draw or are you gonna go with Arsenal win?
It's at the Emirates, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna say draw.
Wow, you did well to get yourself, in contention, and you're just gonna throw it all away.
Um, Forest Newcastle. I know I teased it a little.
Hold on. Let's give him a chance. Let's give him a chance. Do you genuinely, Laurent? Do you
I'm
believe
gonna
that?
say draw. I'm gonna say draw. Yeah, I'm gonna say draw.
Wow, he has a straight face and everything. All right, bro.
Here I am being nice, saying Chelsea's gonna win on this man. Anyway, Forest visit St. James Park. Ange looking for his first win. Newcastle looking to put the pressure on. Laurent, what say you?
Newcastle.
CJ?
I think everyone's gonna say Newcastle on this one.
I'm Newcastle. That's a no-brainer for me.
Yeah, because of the form that both teams are in, I also agree. I think Newcastle will win at home.
Laurent, final chance before I end it. You're going.
A draw, bro. A draw.
Yo, CJ, talk to your boy.
I'm trying to help him out, bro. Like, there's no way you think that.
I'm going for a draw, man.
All right, not that this is gonna count towards anything, but like, what kind of draw? Like, like a 1-1, a 2-2. Like, how do you see it playing out? Because I need to know
Uh,
your rationale, your thought process, but why you think this.
I'm saying a 1-1. Yeah, I'm saying a 1-1. I think just the new managerial balance, man.
He's saying it more in hope than expectation.
Yeah. Hmm. Well, hope and expectation, it's the hope that kills, right? It is the hope that kills. Hopefully for Chelsea fans this weekend,
And hopefully for you too. Shit, you got Chelsea written there. Unless you want to change that. I feel like this is you're picking from two devils you don't really like, but there's one that's worse than the other.
I think the difference is one manager is a piece of shit. The other one isn't that much of a piece of shit yet. Um, and you're my boy, up the motherfucking Chelsea. Let's get it. 3-1 Chelsea.
Oh,
Put some money on that bitch. Um,
Jeez, bro. 3-1.
yeah, bro. I'm saying it with more chest than you, bro. That's the sad part.
Yeah. I mean, you just finished talking about hope that you're praying to the gods with that one, bro.
I don't know. Think about it.
I think his prediction is more realistic than yours, bro. You think you're gonna keep a clean sheet? I don't see you guys keeping a clean sheet.
Think about it. There's a new goalie coming in. That back line is shaky as fuck. Chelsea are gonna play high line and they can try to cause some mistakes if Enzo's smart. You're playing at Stamford Bridge. You guys are on 8 points. You guys need at least 3 points to stay relevant in the title race, and in fact, to even stay relevant in the top five race. So it's a huge game for Chelsea.
How many points are they behind? Behind both of us now, Chelsea.
7, I think.
7 points behind.
Behind Liverpool, I believe.
Chelsea are 8 points. Um, we're sitting on 13, and Liverpool are on 15.
Okay, so yeah, they are 7 behind Liverpool. So this would be like a 6 pointer. You can claw Liverpool back and close the gap a little bit.
Yeah.
Maybe it is a must.
No, it's not maybe it's a must win. It is a must win. They have to win if they want to stay relevant. So that's why I'm thinking, you know, that's why I'm thinking that Chelsea are going to do it. I think it's going to be either 2-1 or a 3-1. Uh, so we'll see. For those of you listening, watching on YouTube, thank you. As always, we're getting to the big 5-0. So we're bringing it every week, twice a week. Hopefully we'll see Laurent with the Chelsea kit on Sunday after Chelsea win when we're recording the pod. But don't hold your breath. If you hold your breath, you may need to visit the ER because that's probably never going to happen.
Yeah, he doesn't have express shipping like that.
Yeah. But you'll most likely see the blanket. You'll see the blanket again before you see the Chelsea kit. Yeah. Up the motherfucking Chelsea.
Let's get it.
And yeah, we'll see everyone on Monday.
Like and subscribe.
Peace.